We have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier. She's going to join us in about 2 seconds. We have a question for her, and it could go a bunch of different ways. But the Charlie Kirk assassin, is there any chance he gets off on a technicality? Some suggest that the jury pool has been poisoned because it's such a public story, and before he was technically arrested or found. And then also, mental illness and all the different things. Can you plead that? I think Utah has a kind of a different law with that, I think, but I don't know. Let's go to our official attorney, Lisa Lanier. Good morning, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this is, obviously continuing to make news and breaking stories even just this morning that the FBI really is, they're bringing in all of the members of the Discord group that Tyler Robinson belonged to.
Who?
To interrogate them.
Discord. Go ahead.
The Discord chat group. So it's a gaming chat platform.
I see.
There was a group of about 20 people, and it started off being about, I think Discord started off being about gaming, but it's also, I think, become just a really popular chat place for young people.
Yeah, my kids are on it. Yeah.
Yeah, mine are too. Yeah. So, I think it's very popular. But anyway, they're talking to about 20 people who were in his Discord chat group to make sure that none of them knew about it ahead of time. But yeah, I don't see him getting off on an insanity plea because it's particularly because his roommate came forward and was very cooperative with giving all those text messages and things. And the text messages show that Tyler Robinson was being very rational, and worried about retrieving the rifle, worried about fingerprints, talking about it being his grandfather's rifle and his dad was going to be pissed and, that kind of thing. And those are all very, I'm in control of my faculties and I'm making rational decisions. And, not that anyone, not that anything that was done was a rational decision, but it shows that he was not. You have to be, if you're claiming mental illness, you have to be so out of touch that you don't know right from wrong. And he really clearly in that text exchange knew that, and it goes on with even not just that text exchange, but things that he said to his parents, it shows that he knew right from wrong and that he wasn't so insane that he was that out of touch.
I got you. That makes sense. Now, the Discord chat group. So what would there be? Let's say you're in a group with somebody and you're chatting and they say something like this, or I don't like Charlie Kirk, or he's going to UVU. I want to take him out. And you're like, but you don't really know the person. You're like, what?
And do we have the duty to respond even if we truly believed it?
Correct.
Right. And so there's a real gray area in most states, including Utah, about when you have a duty to report a crime, because technically by the letter of the law in Utah, you don't have a duty to report a crime unless it involves a special duty or children. There's a bunch of exceptions. But here, I think that, the key is that they're looking for some kind of conspiracy where folks in the Discord knew about it and encouraged it, even helped plan it or something like that. And what I don't think they're going to find that, because what we're seeing is two very different sort of stories or dialogues coming from different aspects of the investigation. The prosecutor, who has seen these Discord chats, says there's nothing there, that they didn't know anything about it ahead of time. He did confess after the fact and said he was surrendering. And so there was, again, no duty. He was surrendering, and he did shortly thereafter. But it's the FBI that's saying, we're going to make sure there's no conspiracy. I think some of that may be blowing a little bit of smoke. I don't think you're going to see anything come out of the Discord.
Well, and his roommate, if you look at the dialogue with the roommate, I don't even think the roommate knew.
It seems that way.
No.
Or didn't believe.
No, I think it's clear. No, I think it's clear that the roommate didn't know, the Discord people didn't know. I think he said in the text exchange with the roommate that he had been plotting this for about a week, and it sounds like there were targets found at his parents' home where he'd been taking target practice with that gun in the past week. But it sounds like he did it all, very much under the radar, not his family not knowing, his roommate not knowing, and his friends not knowing.
Because I think on Discord, or at least on social media, there were people that messaged Tyler Robinson and said, did you do this? Because they saw the pictures that when they were released.
Right.
He said, no, it's my doppelganger, and made jokes about it. But so they're kind of questioning him with that as well. Now, so if let's say you're in Discord chat and in this, let's just say this scenario, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to take out Charlie Kirk. And you're like, and you said, yeah, you should. Is that enough for you to like be
Get charged
with something, or even if you didn't really think he was going to do it?
According to the prosecutor, no. According to the FBI, yes. And there, again, that's where, the prosecutor even said, even if they encouraged it, he would not seek charges unless they were actively involved in planning
it. I see.
And that's more the typical, because sometimes, if you're in a chat room, and particularly it's a video game-based chat thing, right? You don't know if people are joking, if they're, you don't know, and so you're not plotting a murder. In order for them to be charged, they would have to clearly be involved. Now, the FBI is going to try to, make something else out of it, according to Kash Patel, even if they had any knowledge of it, which I don't think they did. But the prosecutor is following the law and saying, look, no, they would have to plan it.
But is there anything wrong with like just making sure you follow every lead and just flush everything out just in case?
Oh, no. I just think it's pretty clear from what they've seen.
I got you. All right,
because they have the Discord chat already.
Got you.
And is that what they mean when they say that they don't think he worked alone? Are they including the Discord chats and Facebook messages?
Yeah, I think that's what, so that's what the FBI is coming out and saying now. And maybe they'll find something deeper, but what the prosecutor has seen so far, he said he was acting alone. And, but so now they've subpoenaed Discord, and so they'll get a deeper level. I guess maybe they were able to recover the most recent Discord chats. I don't know, if they're thinking that there's some that are deleted or something. We'll see.
And then, then it did say, I think it was in Discord chat that Tyler Robinson even commented that, yeah, some crazy old bald guy took the rap at first, or was trying to take the.
Oh, I thought that was in the text. Was that not maybe in the text?
With the roommate. Maybe it was the text with the roommate.
Yeah.
But
I think it was a text.
The whole thing is just bizarre. I know it's not a legal question, but have you ever seen, I know there's like people that will falsely confess, but have you ever seen this is such a extreme situation where a guy kind of is like acting the way that older guy was acting? Like he kind of distracted from the whole, I know he got charged with obstruction of justice and recently with child porn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oddly enough, just a freaking weirdo.
He had naked pictures of a kid on his phone. And I think that there are nutty people who do things sometimes just to get attention or whatever, and it was an opportunity for him to do that. But it does happen a lot in high-profile crimes that people will make false confessions. It's super-duper common. But here I think it was just a little bit earlier than we usually see it. You know what I mean? We don't usually see it until a week or two into an investigation. But here the guy was immediately like, oh, I did it.
Is that because they want the fame and notoriety? Like even though it's the worst case scenario, is it just so eager to have the attention?
I think so, yeah. I think that's exactly what it is.
Now, the assassin or alleged assassin's father apparently confronted his son about it, and I guess a pastor was involved.
Did he find, I was hearing that the father recognized, because there were pictures of the gun that were being circulated, that he immediately recognized this gun that had belonged to his father. Is there truth to that? That's how he found out?
Well, I've heard that he recognized like the clothing in the pictures, that the shooter was wearing, and the gun. And the gun was somewhat unique, I think. And so I think it's probably a combination.
And then I guess he had talked about around the dinner table or something about how he hated Charlie Kirk and he was coming to UVU and how that was the dumb place to go and all that stuff. So I guess that was, but then you see a picture like, that's my son. Now let's say the son, just say in general, your son or daughter confesses to a crime to you. What is your responsibility as a parent, even though they're an adult?
So again, under the majority of jurisdictions, if just knowing that somebody committed a crime and not reporting it is typically not a crime in the majority of jurisdictions. But if you do anything to help them cover it up, escape punishment, anything, then you become an accessory after the fact.
Would covering it up?
That's true in Utah too.
Would covering it up include not only knowing that your child did it, but if you were questioned by authorities and not saying you knew? Is that a cover up?
I mean, if you answer untruthfully to authorities, or if you do something that would be becoming an accessory. So in other words, you don't, like the minute he saw, oh my God, that's my son, he didn't necessarily have a legal duty to pick up the phone and go, hey, go look for Tyler Robinson. But if he did anything from that point forward to lie about it, help him escape, help him cover up the crime, anything, then he becomes an accessory after the fact.
It feels like it accelerates quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's pretty much the only people really I think that can kind of get away with knowing about a crime and not reporting it is someone very far removed from it, who is in no way going to be questioned or going to be aiding the killer in escaping or anything like that.
Yeah, what was that story we had with Brian something, and they went cross country with his girlfriend, and then they killed his girlfriend and buried her, and then the parents acted bizarre afterwards. Although I don't think they ever got charged.
I don't know, but
I think they should have. I think
I
they were
agree.
accessories after the fact. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they were the ones who just happened to wander into the woods and happened to find his car and happened to find his book bag, and you're like, oh, we just stumbled across it day 8 of the investigation or whatever. So I mean, they were definitely covering for him.
Yeah, that's a whole different story. But it's you're exactly right. Well, Lisa, it's obviously a tragic thing and just been gut wrenching to see. Public execution online, and I guess sometimes we can be prisoners of the moment in the sense that other people saw, like when Kennedy was assassinated, but modern tech. I mean, it was instant and it was everywhere, and it's just an awful thing. But so you're thinking this is a pretty open and shut case? Yeah,
I think it's open and shut, and they're seeking the death penalty. I think they'll get it. I don't think. And I don't think that, there's worries about will he be able to get a fair trial.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, it's hard to get a fair trial for any high profile murder suspect. I mean, it just is. But I mean, I think people, will be able, you'll be able to find a jury that will evaluate the evidence. And the evidence is strong. I mean, he basically confessed several different ways. And I think they found more of the etched bullets among his personal belongings that didn't get used but were identical to the ones that were used in the crime. I mean, the evidence is super strong.
Okay. Well, Lisa, we appreciate you. You always do such a great job. If you're ever injured, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com.